just really, it just hasn't been good. Then when you look at the win-loss record, they're 14-40. Romney, that's the second worst record in the NBA.
Yeah.
And when you take a look at the roster, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, holdovers from the championship team, Colin Sexton, a very good young player, they should be worth more than 14 wins. So you'd have to think that the team has underachieved slightly. One other thing here to point out, that since 2010, no team in the NFL has gone through more head coaches than the Browns.
Yeah.
The same can be said for the Browns, or
it's
for
like
the Cavs.
a Cleveland thing.
Well, thank goodness for Terry Francona, because at least one of our sports teams has some stability in that lead role. No team has had as many head coaches as the Cavaliers since 2010.
We're going to have to see what happens with Beilein. All right, so now to your feed at 5. Social media had a lot of opinions on Shaka Khan's national anthem performance at the All-Star game last night. So before we talk about it, let's listen to a snippet.
Yeah!
Here's the thing, I like it. I grew up listening to her. She is loud. She likes her vibrato. She goes all over her range and octaves. So, you know what? I'm okay with it. But if you're not listening to that, if you're not used to it, if you like maybe something a little more subtle like Taylor Swift, you're not going to feel Shaka Khan.
Yeah, they may be on opposite ends of the spectrum for sure. Look, I was a big fan of Shaka Khan back in the day. She was just voted off the show. I don't know if you've ever seen Masked Singer.
I have, but I haven't seen this season.
She had a couple performances, Romney, and when they were guessing that it could be her, I'm like, there's no way that's her, because Shaka Khan can actually sing.
She can. But
she used to be able to.
She didn't sound right.
She did not sound good on Masked Singer. She was voted off ahead of one of the contestants who's still standing, who's actually talked most of his lyrics. And somehow he survived Shaka Khan.
I don't know how that works
out.
This isn't good.
We're asking you on social media to weigh in what you think. Give it a 1 to a 5. Go to WKYC.com/vote now. The results aren't good. She's averaging 1.4 right now. Now, I know you said you were okay with it.
I'd probably give her a 4.
I just didn't think it was.
You didn't think it was
I didn't think she hit it out of the park at all. Yeah.
You'd give her what, a 1 or a 2?
I'd give her a 1. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of a harsh judger,
Okay.
but it's just I think she used to be able to sing so much better.
I agree.
And I don't know what that was. But, it wasn't one of her better performances, that's for sure.
We'll have to see.
Do you remember some of these other bad performances of the national anthem?
I
Do
can
you remember
name
Fergie?
Several. Yeah.
She also did the All-Star game. I don't know what it is at the NBA All-Star game, but as much criticism as Fergie got in 18. Roseanne was horrible.
Because she grabbed herself.
She did, and she spit when she was done.
Carl Lewis forgot the words.
Carl Lewis, if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor, go to Google and just Google Carl Lewis National Anthem. Yikes.
Yeah,
that's the worst one I've ever heard.
You gotta know the lyrics. That's key.
Yeah, please know the lyrics. All right, we move on, and we're going to baseball. It is really hard to believe, but just a little more than 5 weeks from today, the Cleveland Indians will be opening the 2020 regular season. They'll be doing so with a game at Progressive Field. That's what the schedule tells us.
Okay.
I mean, we know that late March could be bad weather, but right now they're supposed to open March 26th, I believe. In the meantime, today's the first day of full team workouts at the Indians Spring Training Complex.
Our Dave Judowski is live in Goodyear, Arizona. Hey, Dave.
Hey guys, how you doing? Really excited to be here in Goodyear, and I know you guys are excited to see me here, and that's all fun and well, but let's be honest, who we're really excited to see here is Francisco Lindor. He is here today. Of course, all the trade rumor talks over the last few months, and he only has 2 years left on his contract, and the big contract that he will get someday. The owners even said enjoy him while you can watch him, so we're all wondering what will happen with him in the future. But I got to tell you, it was great to see him out on the field today as the Indians had their first full squad workout, and Frankie always likes to have a lot of fun with his hair. Last year it was blue. This year, I'm not exactly sure what color you would call it, but he was having a great time out there with his teammates today. You know, he's really just excited to be out there. If you remember last year, he wasn't able to take part in spring training because he was injured and he missed the beginning of the season. He signed autographs today for fans, about 15 minutes. He really was in great spirits. Now, he did talk with the media today, and of course, the contract talk monopolized the conversation. He said today he wants to win here. He loves it here. He wants to be in Cleveland. feeling that there is a path that it could possibly happen, but right now nothing makes sense. Chris Antonetti also spoke today, Indians team president, and he said the desire is there, but it's the challenge of trying to figure it out. Coming up at 6, we will hear from Francisco Lindor. Another note with Frankie Lindor is you might not see him leading off this year. There's discussion about that, and also he talks about how the window is still open. But I got to tell you, it was really weird today to be here and have a lot of guys not here as we head back out on the practice field in a beautiful day in Goodyear, Arizona. But gone are guys like Jason Kipnis, Corey Kluber. He's no longer here. Trevor Bauer, of course, traded as well. Terry Francona gave his speech today. He always talks about how he's nervous to give his speech, and Francisco Lindor joked about, well, no one was crying about it. Anyway, back to those players gone. Even Clevenger's hurt, but there is that Shane Bieber guy, and he might be your #1 starter right now. I asked him if it's weird with Kluber gone.
Yeah, it'll be weird for maybe a little bit, but we're going to do what we can do with what we got, and those guys their presence in the clubhouse, they had a big impact in the clubhouse and on the field. So there's some spots and some vacancies to fill, but we got the personnel to do it, and it's going to be a good year.
Okay, if you're heading down to Goodyear to take in some spring training action, now the games don't start until Saturday, but I want to show you this. If you go to Goodyear Ballpark, you're going to see something new. The scoreboard that was originally here for 11 years, it is gone. They have a new scoreboard, 26 feet tall, 52 feet wide. It's all digital. It's the updated, newest technology. We're going to talk more about that coming up at 7 in the front row with Jimmy Donovan, so I look forward to that. But guys, I'll tell you, there is not a cloud in the sky right now, and the sun is beating down, and baseball is back.
Yeah, we noticed the weather with the short sleeve golf shirt. So who else did you talk to in the clubhouse, Dave?
Yeah, well, today, Jay, it was really busy with Lindor and Antonetti, but we did talk to a couple of the guys, Oscar Mercado, talked to a few of the pitchers. Some of the big subjects we're going to talk about this week is that outfield, Jay. 10 guys trying to fight for 3 outfield positions in a DH. And then we'll have more talking about losing Corey Kluber and how life goes on without him. So I talked to the guys about that and much, much more. So we're going to have a lot coming your way this week.
Good stuff.
All right. Very good, Dave. Enjoy the sun.
Yeah, and please bring it back.
Okay, Sarah Shookman is at the news desk. She has other headlines making news this Monday. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Jay and Romney. Did you have a good weekend?
We did. Yeah, I did anyhow.
Good. Lots going on this Monday over here, including some newly revealed evidence, that could mean more charges for former Strongsville priest Robert McWilliams. Prosecutors in Geauga County say they're looking into evidence of child prostitution and hands-on physical abuse. McWilliams already faces numerous charges related to child pornography in Geauga and Cuyahoga counties. He remains in jail tonight. Now, police say the 2 people who struck a police officer with their car Thursday are now in custody. Jamal Saman and Crystalline Markham were arrested on the west side of Cleveland this morning. Cleveland police say they hit a North Olmsted officer with their getaway car last Thursday after shoplifting and making a run for it. Parma police say Saman tried it again this weekend, shoplifting and leading its officers on a chase on Saturday. Now, there's no word on how that injured officer is doing. Well, the Pedigree Foundation's 2020 Rescue Dog of the Year is repping Northeast Ohio well. Check it out. This is Stevie Wonderful, who is a blind dog originally found in pretty bad shape. But the Indian Summers Border Collie Rescue in Minerva nursed him back to health, and he was adopted a short time later. He's now a proud greeter at Cleveland Clinic. So congrats to Stevie getting some national attention for all he's doing.
Very good.
Yeah.
Sarah, thanks. We'll see you at 6.
Okay, sounds good.
So here's a question. How do we celebrate President's Day here at What's New? Well, that's simple. We slap a pair of roller skates on Mike Polk, dress him up as George Washington, and have him find out how much people know when it comes to U.S. presidents.
Oh, boy.
How else would we celebrate?
I don't know.
Mike.
Also, Stephanie, please tell me what is clicking in Cleveland.
Well, HGTV is making history. For the first time, they featured a throuple on House Hunters. We'll tell you their love story coming up. Also, the Cleveland Animal Protective League is expanding in Tremont. We'll tell you what's in store out there.
All right, very good. Matt, how's the evening commute shaping up?
A lot better than Mike Polk's skating skills. He almost hit that kid. Did you see it?
I saw him almost take out the little guy.
We need to get the kids off the skating rink for sure. Lighter than normal volume on area roadways. You know that. It's President's Day. Day. That's one of our busiest interchanges, 480 at 271. No problems whatsoever. You can see we're green and clean across most of the greater Cleveland area. Accident cleanup looks like it just got cleaned up last couple minutes near Nagel Road, I-90 down towards Akron. We're looking good, and we're all going to be dealing with some rain showers tonight. We'll detail that coming up in your forecasts. Coming up.
Welcome back.
Sorry,
That's
go ahead.
all right. Thousands of kids got to enjoy a day off of school today, all in honor, of course, of the first president of the United States, George Washington.
We celebrated the third Monday in February because George Washington's birthday was February 22nd. So that way we have it third Monday of every February. It's also to celebrate all U.S. presidents. But how much does the average adult actually know about the U.S. presidents?
Probably not that much.
Probably not. But we thought that was a perfect job for Mike Polk to find out. He joins us now live from the United States of America in Wycliffe. Is that Mike Polk or is that George Washington, father of our country?
Okay, this is a huge misconception. First of all, I'm here at United States of America in Wycliffe. Yes, it's true. I was told this was a presidential skate and that everyone would be dressed up as presidents. That's what the producer told me. Now I'm out here, I look like a jerk. All the kids are making fun of me. They're all laughing and laughing, but that's not the point. I'm in the spirit of President's Day, so you get this. First of all, I'm John Adams, by the way. I'm John Adams, not George Washington. Secondly, the real father of the Constitution. You heard me. But a lot of people don't know a lot about the presidents. It's embarrassing. And we thought the perfect place to prove that would be Beer Fest. Take a look. Interesting trivia note, George Washington brewed his own beer at home. Why do I bring that up? Because we're celebrating President's Day here at Beer Fest. I'm going to ask some of these folks some presidential trivia in honor of President's Day. Come on! All you gotta do in this case is name this president.
I think that's George Washington.
It's actually Thomas Jefferson. Same thing.
William Howard Taft.
William Howard Taft. Why do you know that?
I went to Taft Elementary School in Lakewood, Ohio.
Oh, so you saw a picture of him every day?
For sure.
Haunting you.
Yeah.
So here's a couple of presidential nicknames, and you tell me which president this nickname refers to, okay?
The Gipper.
Not sure.
Win one for the Gipper. Oh, children. This is Thomas.
I don't care. I've never cared for this thing. I don't like this.
Oh, boy, it smells like it was wet for a while. Who's this?
Reagan.
Reagan, that's her. Your guess is Reagan. Not necessarily. It is, but not. Who's that guy?
Ford.
Ford, yes. How about this one?
Johnson.
Yeah.
Eisenhower.
This is gonna be boring. This guy knows them all. Last thing, you see him. Did we catch him? Good.
Roosevelt. Teddy.
Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, all right, he knows the president. He's on Mount Rushmore, for the love of God. It's not tricky. Oh, who's this? Very handsome man. He's a president. Who is this president? William Van Buren. Wow, William Van Buren, not a president, but still a good exclamation. And very quick for being so wrong. It's a president with like the coolest name, coolest last name of all presidents.
Is that Andrew Johnson?
Johnson?
Jackson.
Which is it? Is it Andrew Johnson or Andrew Jackson?
Jackson.
You're both agreed on Jackson.
Sure.
It's James K. Polk. That's my last name. That's why we included him. Give me a happy President's Day on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
Happy President's Day.
Yeah, so, you know, not a lot of people knew a lot of stuff about the presidents at Beer Fest, but I happen to know for a fact that Jay is a bit of a presidential trivia buff, so I've got an actual question for you, Jay.
Oh,
all right?
okay.
This is a presidential trivia question.
Okay.
Okay, he's always bragging about his presidential knowledge.
Okay,
That's not
okay.
I got 2 for you.
Okay.
First one, only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms.
Oh, Grover Cleveland.
Correct! Thinks he's so smart.
Okay.
I got one more for you.
Okay.
I can't listen here if anyone told you that answer, but I'm just
No
gonna
one
trust
told
you.
me. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. I believe you, Jim. Here's my last one.
Okay.
Who is the only founding father president to not own slaves?
Oh, wow.
I had to think through that one.
It was John Adams! It was John Adams!
And that's who you're dressed as, not George Washington.
That's who I'm dressed as. My favorite president. I am not George Washington.
School those children. School those children.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I am so hot right now. Just so you know, I don't know how they did this.
The hair and the
Anyways,
costume.
happy President's Day, you guys.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go try and not hurt any kids.
Please don't. Oh my
Thanks,
goodness.
Mike.
There's only one Mike Polk.
This is true. Always dropping some kind of knowledge on
Yeah,
us.
that's very true. That is a fact.
All
Wow.
right. Well, now we know.
What a mess out there, huh?
I mean,
Glad we didn't get that assignment.
Yeah. You know, I thought with presidents, sort of the theme of the day, that your weather word would be commander.
Commander,
Okay.
not in command.
You know,
like,
just
no,
commander.
Commander, okay.
I don't know
All
how
right,
you're going
we'll
to
get
fit that
it.
in.
I don't
really
either.
But
I
you
never.
always find a way, Matt.
You know what? That one time I didn't, because remember,
Courage.
I forgot. So I think we're 11-1 so far. Commander. Okay. First of all, let's talk. I can't get it in on this graphic. We saw sunshine today, right? And how glorious was that sunshine? We can actually see down to the earth via satellite. And this is a view that we got from Lake Erie today with our high-res satellite imagery. And look at that, just gorgeous. You can see the snow cover that we've got, all the little streets, fields out towards Ashtabula County, Lake County, and a lot of this melted away throughout the afternoon, obviously with that stronger sun angle that we're getting, but still some snowpack left. All right, we've got a rainy evening ahead. Notice the rainfall chances creeping up. 3% chance at 7 o'clock. Don't think it's going to happen, but we really ramp it up this evening. We're in for a pretty soggy overnight across northeast Ohio. All courtesy of this little wave of rain. We've got another one off to the west. It will be rain when it arrives. May see a little bit of wet snow mixing in out towards northeastern half of Ashtabula County, even Geauga County. That would be initially, but it's all going to be rain tonight. Approaching Mansfield now. A little bit of dry air to overcome, so it may not rain right away. But the bigger picture shows this system that'll kind of squeak through. Not very well organized. That's the good news, but could see some decent rain tonight. And then we turn to colder air, albeit briefly. There's an Arctic front off to the north once again. That is holding back lots of cold air. And this cold air and this high pressure, like a commander, are going to head south through the...
You're like a boss.
And the kid.
Oh, that made no sense whatsoever. You're just listening for the word. But this frigid air will head in here briefly Wednesday night and Thursday. So overnight tonight, look at the temperatures. They actually go backwards tonight. We're going to be up in the mid-40s tomorrow morning. Here comes the rain, 9, 10 o'clock. Winds picking up as well. well. It's going to be a breezy start to your Tuesday with that rain around, and that rain should last not just through the overnight. You can see as we go hour by hour through that forecast, but also tomorrow morning. So out the door, you will need the umbrella, but improving conditions as we go throughout the day. The rain should start leaving us by about the midday hour, but temperature is also going to start to come down behind that cold front. We'll be back into the 30s by tomorrow evening, and that sets us up for that Arctic front again on Wednesday as we bring in some colder air here, albeit briefly. Look at the sunshine, though, guys. In the Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast, 40s and then slightly falling back tomorrow. A couple lake flurries Wednesday, Thursday, not seeing a lot of snow with it, but Thursday we only stay in the 20s for highs. But look at the recovery and look at the sunshine. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got a sun-filled forecast from here once we get beyond this system. Jay?
Dave Chudowski's going to be upset that he went to Arizona. That's all I got to say.
I don't think he will.
Yeah, me neither. Next up on What's New, Stephanie Haney takes us through clicking in Cleveland. Getting a lot of attention today, a throuple appears on HGTV. Steph has the details next. All right, time for Clicking in Cleveland. Stephanie Haney's here with an update to a big lawsuit involving a well-known televangelist.
Yes, we do have some resolution to something that's been going on for a long time here in Northeast Ohio. A settlement has been reached in a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and abuse by Reverend Ernest Angley, who is now 98 years old. Brock Miller of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, said he was abused for over a decade, starting in 2004 at Angley's Grace Cathedral in Cuyahoga Falls. Miller said that abuse started when he was 19 before his wedding, when he came to Angley with questions about getting physical with his soon-to-be wife. The church countersued, denying the allegations, but now a confidential settlement has been reached, so that is the end of that issue here in Northeast Ohio. Moving on to Tremont, a much lighter, more happy story for us here. The Cleveland Animal Protective League is expanding. That shelter there is being turned into an animal resource center for animals and people in the community. It will have more advanced medical care for homeless animals and more care to pets owned by people with lower incomes, an indoor dog play yard, a catio for the cats, and we can expect that groundbreaking on Wednesday. So that's very exciting news here. All right, here's the story you've all been waiting for. HGTV had a throuple on House Hunters for the very first time. That's a play on the words three and couple. So you're looking at Brian and Lori there on the right, and that's Angelica on the left. So Brian and Lori married in 2002. They met Angelica at a bar. Everybody fell in love. And right before they started filming, they all exchanged vows in a commitment ceremony in Aruba. They've been looking for a home in Colorado Springs. Their must-haves, of course, include a 3-car garage and a master bedroom that could fit 3 sinks. So this is actually more common than you might think, because there was a study in 2016 that NBC News reported on, and that study said that 1 in 5 adults that were in that study have actually been part of a non-traditional relationship like this.
Wow.
20%.
And that was in 2016.
Way higher than I would have thought.
It's likely that we might see that even more commonly today.
I actually saw this episode.
You did? What do you think?
I did. Well, my first thing, and I said this to my wife as we were watching it, it's hard enough getting 2 people on the same page when you're buying a house. Now you have to get 3 people to agree.
And not just when you're buying a house, when you're living life too.
It's every decision that needs to be made.
Was it all custom or?
No, and they wanted this triple vanity sink, and the realtor said, guys, they don't make that. That's not a thing.
You should have just built a house from the ground up.
Build it custom.
Yeah,
I guess that's the way to do it.
Okay.
Interesting.
They found a house, but it was over budget, probably because of that sink.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Stephanie, thanks. Ahead at 5:30, photo albums are a thing of the past. We keep everything now on our phones, but over time, that fills up the memory. We have easy and cheap ways for you to store all of your pictures regardless of size.
And it's Money Monday. Our consumer reporter, Danielle Serino, is here to help you dig out of debt.
It is also Random Acts of Kindness Day, and our Lindsey Buckingham is out surprising some good, hardworking people. Those good deeds are next.
Check 1, 2, 3. Brandon's microphone. This is what it sounds like with me sitting next to Jay and Rom, and we're talking about photo storage.
Hi there. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tomorrow's the last day to register to vote in Ohio's primary election.
Now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
And welcome back to What's New. Lucky the dog.
Yeah?
Aptly named. I say that because take a look at this video. Lucky fell into a pond. This is off Killian Road in Springfield Township. That's near Akron. Springfield police officer Sims braved the elements, went into the water and pulled Lucky out. Lucky was happily reunited with his owners. Bad dog, Lucky.
I mean,
bad dog.
Earned that name. Good Lord.
Yeah, he did.
I'm glad that
lucky
he's okay,
indeed.
though. Yeah.
Lucky indeed.
Happy ending. We all love that.
Yes. And
Right
Officer
now-
Sims, 3 gold stars out of petty cash for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know what?
well
Right now, Russ Mitchell is at his desk in the newsroom. He starts our half hour off with the top headlines at the bottom of the hour. Hey, Russ.
Romney and Jay, good afternoon, and good afternoon to you at home. 14 Americans from a cruise ship in Japan have tested positive for the coronavirus. Well, they are now back in the United States. The 2 charter flights brought them back overnight. They'll be quarantined for 2 weeks. In the meantime, passengers from another cruise ship, this one in Cambodia, are being tested for the virus today. Now to flooding in the south. The Pearl River in Jackson, Mississippi, expected to crest today and to reach its 3rd highest level ever recorded over the weekend, forcing many to leave their homes. No injuries have been reported. And tomorrow is the last day to register to vote for Ohio's primary election. You'll need your Ohio driver's license or Ohio identification card number, plus all the usuals, your name, date of birth, address, and last 4 digits of your social security number to register online. The primary is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. We'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, it's getting on us quickly. Russ,
right.
thanks. We'll see you at the top of the hour, 6 o'clock.
See ya.
All right, right now it's time for our top talker of today. I'm sure many of you have had this happen. You're all set to take that vital picture.
Yep.
And your phone is suddenly out of storage space. It's maddening. It always seems to happen at the worst possible time.
Of course.
Even these high-end, pricey phones that we all carry around with us have storage limits. So what do we do when our phones are full? Well, that's why we turn to our tech guru, Brandon Simmons.
8,000 pictures. Mine is
8,000 pictures.
Now, I'm going to tell you why I looked into this story. I got 14,000. They're
See?
sitting on my phone, right? So we all take a ton of pictures all the time. But it's not like the old days where we got the old photo album, they're printed out. See, I was also thinking generational. You know, I got kids, too. I want to be able to pass something along. So I'm like, how do I make sure I don't lose it, right?
Right.
So you got to go to those photo storage options. The main thing you want to do, cloud storage. That's the most popular. And there are a bunch of different solutions that are out there. The first one, they all kind of have their perks. But the first one I say is easy. It's iCloud, right?
Okay.
We all have iPhones. If you're an iPhone user, it's the easiest way to get it done.
You can fill that up too, can't you?
You can fill it up, and there's some paid options. So that's what's nice about all of these solutions. There's a free portion, and there's also a paid one. So that's what's cool. You can kind of pay and get a little more. The next one that's the most cost-effective is Google Photos. That one, they give you a free storage of compressed photos. So they're not going to be the fullest quality, but they're still going to be unlimited. So you can hold on to all of your pictures. The next option is Dropbox. Of course, we all have heard of that for file storage, things like that in general. Gets to be a little more costly for the paid options. And then if you have a phone and a computer, if you're using a Windows computer at least, OneDrive. That's one that people don't think of. If you already pay for Microsoft Office, they're going to give you a terabyte of space. So plenty of storage space there that's already included.
How many
that
pictures would that hold? Any idea? A terabyte?
Thousands, thousands. It also depends on what kind of phone, or if you're using a SLR camera, things like that. Right. That matters. And my favorite, the best kept secret, Amazon Photos. If you're an Amazon Prime member, a lot of people have no idea. You already get unlimited free full resolution photo storage with your Prime account. Go to Amazon.com/photos, or if you have iPhone or Android, you download the app and you can store all the photos you want to your liking.
New.
Yeah, so that's the one that I think a lot of people don't know about. You're already paying to get 2-day delivery. You're already, reading books, doing all those sorts of things. But they store your photos and they don't advertise it a lot, but it's there. Trust me, look for it.
So we also have to ask you about, should people be worried about their pictures potentially being stolen by hackers?
That's a good question. These companies, though, are all reputable. They use bank-level security, so we're talking encrypted and all of that sort of stuff. So you don't have to worry. What you have to worry about most, as I tell everybody all the time, make sure you're not reusing your passwords. So don't give the criminals easy access. But as long as you have a good password and you're locked down, you don't have to worry about the companies losing it.
All right.
Good to know.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon
I
Prime.
had no idea.
It keeps
awesome
giving
stuff.
gifts.
Brandon,
Good.
thanks for that nugget.
Sure.
Very useful stuff, for sure.
All right, it's time for your pop break. Stephanie, a lot of ladies are sad because J.J. Watt is officially off the market.
What?
Well, it's not just the ladies, Romney. Everybody is upset over this one. J.J. Watt and Kalia Ohai are the epitome of a power couple, and they have great senses of humor, too, getting the last laugh at their wedding. Here's your pop break. NFL star J.J. Watt and pro soccer player Kalia Ohai have finally made it official. The incredibly athletic pair tied the knot on Saturday in the Bahamas, surrounded by family and friends. You might remember the couple was recently in the news after an article about Ohai being traded to Chicago referred to her as J.J. Watt's fiancé. Well, this weekend the Texan got the ultimate last word by wearing a shirt during the ceremony that read, "Mr. Kalia Watt, you love to see it." Amy Schumer is getting honest on Instagram about trying to have a second child with her husband, Chris Fisher. She's trying in vitro fertilization, and her body produced 35 eggs, which is a lot for a 38-year-old woman. They were able to fertilize 26 of them, but they only ended up with one normal embryo. Schumer says she still feels lucky, and people can text her about their IVF stories if they want to. Speaking of motherhood, Kate Middleton is talking for the first time about how she feels mommy guilt in a recent podcast. Her Royal Highness says she's always questioning her decisions, that she thinks anyone who doesn't is actually lying, and that it starts from the moment you have a baby. One thing we're questioning is whether Justin Bieber's Cleveland concert is off the books. He was scheduled to bring his Changes tour to First Energy Stadium in August, but he's reportedly experiencing low ticket sales. And Ticketmaster says the public sale has been delayed due to logistical production concerns.
All right. Logistical production concerns.
Very questionable. We'll
I
see
think
about
it was
that.
The mustache.
I have a pressing question for you, Romney.
Okay.
We talked about his mustache on Friday.
Yeah?
It's called Mustachio. Are you a fan of Bieber's mustache?
No.
It was horrible.
I'm not.
I think I
It's
said
not-
Friday.
I'm not.
It was the worst mustache I've seen in many, many years.
There it is right there in all its glory. Jay, we thought he was married to it, but good news.
Yeah?
He shaved it off.
Good.
He posted this on
Good.
Instagram yesterday, but he said it's coming back.
No.
Why?
So he's a decently attractive person. Here's the thing, that mustache made me want to call, like he would make me feel like I needed to put my hand on my mace or something. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Well, he's not married to it, but they're on a break.
All right.
It's coming back.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Hopefully not.
And Romney's going to have her mace ready.
I am. He looks sketchy with it. I don't know. I don't like
Steph,
it.
thanks. Appreciate it. Today is actually Random Acts of Kindness Day. So what's new? Found some hardworking, deserving folks in Northeast Ohio, and we decided to make their lives a little better. That story's coming up.
And Matt, how's the weather looking?
Yeah, weather's fine. Let's talk sunset times, right? Guys, yesterday was the first 6 p.m. and later sunset that we've had.
Nice.
Tonight, 6:02. Next week, 6:10. And look what happens 3 weeks from now. We get the time change. We're talking 7:30 sunsets around here.
That's what I live for.
Nice.
Get pumped, Northeast Ohio.
That's what I live for.
We've got rain to talk about. We'll talk about that later. Jake.
All right, Matt, thanks. Time for your pop quiz question of the day. We're asking you, which president served the King and Queen of England hot dogs? Was it John F. Kennedy, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Lyndon Baines Johnson? The answer on the other side of the break.
Check 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thanks.
All right, Rami's very excited because
I
she
am.
believes she knows the answer to our pop quiz question: which U.S. president served the king and queen hot dogs?
I believe it's Franklin D. Roosevelt.
And you remembered that how?
Because
You're
hot
right.
dogs are Frankfurters, and his first name is Frank.
Yeah,
and
very
I
good.
remember learning that in school. Shout out to my history teacher.
Yes.
And that's how I remember it.
Hey, whatever little learning tip you use, you
There
are
you go.
correct. He also served beer. And by the way, he hosted King George VI and Queen Elizabeth and at their home in Hyde Park in 1939. This was the first time that they had set foot in its former colony. So I
He
kind of
could
think it
have
was
made
almost
it
like
more fancy, though.
Well, I almost think it might have been a backhanded, you know.
I think so.
Kind of, you don't own us anymore. Here's some hot dogs and beer.
Could you even imagine serving that to royals?
No, but I kind of like Franklin D. Roosevelt for doing it. I got to tell you, I think it's
He's got some snark in his game. I
Yes,
like it. All right,
no
well,
question.
today is National Random Acts of Kindness Day. So to do our part, we actually sent Lindsey Buckingham to surprise 3 very deserving people. Take a look.
Servers have one of the toughest jobs around. The work? Demanding. You have to be on and on your feet all the time. We walked into Diner on 55th and met Lindsay. She's been serving up smiles for a long time here.
I'm gonna put it in a bag for you, and then I'll give you a check.
Now it's time to return the favor.
When we're busy, of course, you're taking care of customers, running around and talking, which is one thing that I like, interaction with people. That's why I always liked working here.
So you're here because you want to be, but also you're supporting your family.
Oh yeah, my boys and my daughter, they have extracurricular activities, which is why I came back to work.
We're here to spread a little kindness. We don't need any change. And thank you for all that you do. The only thing we ask is that you spread some kindness. Are you kidding me? I'm not. Oh my gosh, thank you. You're welcome. Oh my gosh. That was the best. There is seriously nothing better than to make someone's day. So we want to keep it going. Let's go to the next stop. It's second stop. We're here at Dave's. You guys know groceries can be so expensive. That's why today we're picking up the bill.
We hit the aisles in pursuit of a shopper with a big cart and a big heart. Alicia told us she loves to open up her home to her friends, but generosity can add up.
It's expensive sometimes.
It is, yeah. And that's probably why it takes so long, because I do comparative shop. I feed a lot of friends.
So we found her in line to surprise her with some help.
Now you just have to pay for it, right?
Yes.
No, you don't, because we're going to pay for it today.
Oh, wow. What a wonderful surprise. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay.
You want to jump up and down?
I do, but
Okay.
I'm not.
We're all about spreading kindness, and we just ask that you do the same, and I can tell you're already doing so.
I will.
So we have one more special surprise. You ready? Let's do this.
School crossing guards have a very important job, keeping kids safe. And it's a job that requires standing outside on those freezing cold days. Time to say thanks here at Riverside School.
We just want to thank you for all that you do.
Oh, well.
So we brought you a hot chocolate.
Oh, thank you. Parents will say, well, how long are you going to work here? And I said, until they carry me out in a body bag.
Well, you must love your job.
I love my job and I love the children.
So, and you do look very warm, but just in case, we brought you some gloves, a little hand warmer that'll help. This is a $50 gift card for you to treat yourself because you deserve it.
I can't believe it. Am I going to be on TV? Will they see this?
Yes, you will be on TV.
Okay, you may cross.
Thank you, Ms. Vallow. I feel so honored. All right, well, we just wrapped up, and I have to tell you that felt so good to make people feel special. But here's the thing, you don't need any money to make someone's day. Just go out there and spread some kindness.
So great.
Was wonderful.
That was so awesome. And it's true. I mean, it just feels so good to make people's day. So that crossing guard that you saw, Ms. Vallow, she sent me a thank you card. I wanted to read
that's awesome.
this line. She says, at 68 years old, I never dreamed I would be interviewed by Channel 3, and I've never been married or had any children, and I've loved and been blessed to watch these little ones grow up.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that so sweet?
And here's the best part. It doesn't actually take money to be kind.
No.
It was awesome
So
that we
true.
could do this, but you know what? You don't have to go out there and pay for someone's groceries.
Absolutely
Hold the
not.
door open for someone who needs it.
But I
You
did
know?
want to tell you, in the spirit of National Random Acts of Kindness Day, I wanted to tell you both Romney, you have been such a good friend, and congratulations on
Hey,
your
she's
wedding.
getting married
Jay.
Saturday. There's no way
Jay.
she's going to eat that.
Nope.
You have some news,
Thank
too.
you.
And best of
What?
luck on being a soon-to-be grandpa.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Personalized and very kind. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You got it, guys.
We're going to spread some
I
kindness.
feel
later,
bad
too.
we don't have anything for Lindsay.
You know
We
what?
have hugs for her.
Yes.
Yes.
And I love hugs. And handshake and high five
Yes,
for you.
and I'll be kind to you because it takes so much less energy, by the way, to be kind than it does to not or to be not kind.
You're right.
I think that you do a wonderful job in your reporting, and that was the best thing I'll see all day.
Thank you so much, Jay. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that,
Thank you.
guys. Oh.
All right.
That was really cool. That was really cool.
Made my day. Thank
Matt,
you, Lindsay.
I want to be kind to you, so I'll say thank you for the sunshine that's coming later this
There
week.
you go.
I have so much to do with it, guys. Really, you're welcome.
credit.
You know,
Take credit.
We've got plenty of room for cupcakes over here too. But yeah, it was so nice to see the sunshine. What a difference it makes. Just heading outside, soaking in the vitamins you get from it, obviously. But things have changed here tonight, and we're seeing the clouds starting to filter in. We've got some rain already on the radar, but this is going to be so quick. Just a little blip in our week, and then we're back to some of the active sunshine that we had over the last couple days. But temperatures, remember I said we're throwing some rain into this. So if you look at temps, we've got some colder spots out towards the eastern half of the area, also by Sandusky and Elyria. We may see some wet flakes of snow mixing in at the onset. This will all become rain tonight as we actually warm up overnight tonight. So this is a weak weather system. It's got a decent amount of moisture with it, but it's going to cause some downpours overnight tonight, and that will last through your Tuesday morning. You can see some of the rain now down areas of Holmes County, Belleville, Mansfield seeing some rain along the southern portion of I-71 there in our viewing area, and that will overspread the entire area here this evening. Snow off to the north, expecting good 3 to 6 inches up in Wisconsin, areas of Michigan getting snow. We're not going to see any snow out of this, but we are going to see some cold air. As this heads east, it's going to pull down some of the colder air up in Canada, and it has been cold in Canada as expected, but it's been one of the coldest Januaries on record, areas of Alaska. So the cold air's been there, but the jet stream has just been shearing it off, now allowing it to come down into the northeastern half of the United States. And I don't think anyone's complaining. This has been a pretty easy winter, all things considered, and it looks to continue that way through the rest of February. So temperatures going backwards tonight. We're actually going up. We'll be in the mid-40s tomorrow morning. Showers arriving overnight tonight, but the wind also starting to pick up towards daybreak as well. Will be a little gusty tomorrow morning out the door, so that umbrella, you know how it likes to flip inside out with the gusty winds. We may have that tomorrow. You can see hour-by-hour forecast bringing that rain in here. Moderate to heavy at times as it moves through. I think heaviest will be in between about 2 and 6 a.m. Temperatures in the 40s to start your Tuesday. We will have some rain around, but that rain clears the area as we go throughout the afternoon. Temperatures will start to fall as well. Nothing bitterly cold behind us, but we'll be back in the 30s tomorrow night as we bring in some of that cold air. So how much rain are we talking about? Not a whole lot, maybe a quarter inch at best as the system scoots through. Then after that, we begin a drying trend. Look at the sunshine, though. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. We've got sunshine that'll arrive in pieces Wednesday, Thursday, but Friday I see clear blue skies. That should continue through Saturday. Pretty nice warm up this weekend as well. We'll be back into the 40s. Romney?
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Coming up at 5, it's Money Monday. What you can do right now to chip away at debt.
Plus, it's Kindness Day meets President's Day, what one FedEx driver did when he noticed a fallen flagpole. That story, why he did it, coming up.
Hi, can you hear me? I am about to go up there and help them with their finances.
for the last few years, she's like, I'm watching you struggle. I know that Dave can help you. Why won't you just do it? Sorry. And I don't know if it's because I thought we got ourselves into this mess. We're going to get ourselves out.
Wow. And she's not alone. We are in a financial crisis in this country. The average American has about $38,000 of debt, and that's excluding mortgages. And around 60% don't even have $1,000. Is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh
I
my
think that constitutes a financial crisis.
I mean, you need it in case of an emergency or ER visit, and half of us are maxed out on our credit cards. I've certainly done that one before.
So on this Money Monday, consumer investigator Danielle Serino is working with some people to help them manage their debt and at least move towards financial independence. This is a serious dilemma here.
But it's very exciting as we are helping people not just with tips, but on actual action and putting them with financial advisors. And the woman who you just heard from is Nicole Johnson, $141,000 in debt, she and her family. Part of it's student loan, part of it is her husband's a seasonal worker.
Okay.
So they don't have income coming in all year long. We are also working with a man who is in $39,000 in debt. He's a musician, so he would get jobs to supplement that income, but it wasn't enough, and his wife had a traumatic brain injury. She can't work. So like I said, we set them both up with financial coaches from the Dave Ramsey program. Now, do you know who he is?
I've heard the name, yeah.
Snowball method, yeah?
There you go.
Right. It works.
Now, he's a famous radio host, financial advisor, known for helping millions of people get on track. And I'm talking people in hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And our couples have only been on the program 1 to 2 months, and they're already making progress.
So great.
Now, we've also learned a lot doing this. Some practices that the Ramsey people suggest, you may not think of. So I want to test your financial knowledge.
Okay. Oh, good.
And I'm going to give you a quiz and ask you how you would handle certain situations.
Okay.
If you answer yes, then I want you to show me the yes paddle.
That's a go.
Okay.
If you think no, then we're going to do the stop one.
Slam on the brakes.
Okay.
All right.
So starting with credit card debt.
Okay.
Do you pay, and you address this, you pay the card with the highest interest rate first, because obviously that's adding to your monthly payments, or the card with the smallest balance first?
I would say the one with the largest rate. You would want to pay that off as quickly as you could.
Should, but I don't do that one.
So I'd
don't
say
do
largest
it.
rate, I would say go.
Oh, well, we're both goes right this time, but no.
Yeah.
It's actually you
Really
pay the
don't.
one with the
highest
lowest
balance.
bounce. Because this is partially
snowball.
a mental thing. Yes, you're going to be hit a little bit harder with those interest rates, but you're going to get that first card paid off, and you're going to get mentally
then
like,
you can throw
I got
more
it done.
on the
Then
big
I'm going to
one.
go for the second one, and it builds all this excitement.
All
Okay,
right.
second, should you start paying off your debt immediately, or should you start saving first?
I'm
always a saver, so I'm going to say on the savings thing, you go.
You have
always
to
try
have
to put something
because
away.
you never know, car accident or
Right.
whatever. So yeah.
Both right. That talked
Yeah.
about the $1,000 emergency, for car expenses, for medical debt.
Rainy
You
day.
got to be able, or you'll get into more debt.
Right.
Last one.
Okay.
If you're married and in debt, should you have a joint checking account? Yes or no? You should have separate accounts.
I'm not married. I don't know.
I'm going to
think you
always
should-
say joint.
Should you have both?
Go on
your,
joint.
Your personal one and your joint? Is that in the middle? I'm going to do the middle.
I don't know. You want to hear it goes. You want to have a joint account because you both want to know what's going on. You both want to be taking part of this process. You want to both move towards financial stability. And just so you know, we are also going to have a woman, a single mom, who's also in debt using something called the 30-day money cleanse. We're going to check in with her and see if that works.
All right.
like that.
We'll be doing that throughout
Thank
on
you.
What's
Yep.
New. Last commercial break right now. Good stuff. Good tips.
Hi, Al. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Talking to Al. Sure. Go.
Hi, testing 1, 2,
Yes, we begin with disturbing new details about a Strongsville priest already in jail.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We wrap up what's new every day with a video worth the watch. And this is a reminder of all the random kindness in the world. FedEx driver in New Jersey noticed a flagpole knocked over. So Chris Oslavich got out of his truck, unhooked the flag, and properly folded it for the homeowners. The flag was lying on the ground.
Well, since posting this earlier this month, the video has been viewed more than 285,000 times. And according to CNN, his dad was one of the first responders on 9/11, and his dad taught him how to properly fold a flag. Much respect.
Very kind act.
Absolutely.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. Back tomorrow at 5.
All right, and now Russ and Sarah start us off with what matters most.
Tonight, new allegations. A local priest now under investigation for child prostitution and physical abuse. The new charges he could face. Also, pet medication warning. How bogus versions of prescription drugs are ending up online. And how to tell if you're getting the real deal. Message in the snow. The story